We see Nigerian bankers as people that have plenty money. There's TYS. All you get is the compliments. Oh, thank you. You were so nice. That was fast. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you are returning to this post, thanks for being here. You're amazing. Thank you for being here. So today I'm going to be answering a question I got asked a few months ago. I'm sorry, I'm just responding. You know how it is, right? I hope you forgive me for just responding. And the question is about bank job and the pay grade. The person said he has heard that the pay grade for bankers is really low, really low. And the reason I decided to not just respond to that comment but make a video is because this thing he heard, this same thing he had, me too, I heard it. And you know, when I was coming and you know, I got this feedback from more than one person, like bankers are not paid enough. I got this feedback from not one person, not two people, like how poorly bankers in Canada are paid. And I was like, I'm not going to Canada to count bridge. The reason I'm going to Canada is not to count how many bridges Saskatoon have. I'll be how many? No. And the fact that the bridge they say I should come and count will not give me plenty money because no, I am not interested. And the fact that banking in Nigeria has given me PTSD. Like when I think of marketing and sales and all that, I'm like, hey, I think I've had enough of that in Nigeria. I'm not interested in doing it anymore. So I was just like, no, I was not. That was one of the reasons I said, no, I'm not going to work in the bank and all that. But this video I'm making is from the perspective of someone that worked all my work life in Nigeria was in the bank, and also someone that worked in Canada bank for some months before I moved to another sector. I don't know if this move is like a permanent move or something. Sometimes I'm tempted to say, should I just go back to bank? So it's not like I've left banking totally. If I still want to go back to banking, of course, I can go back to banking. So I'm talking from the perspective of someone that has worked a lot in this part, like a lot in Nigeria and a bit in Canada. And that's what I'm bringing my perspective from. And I would first talk about the perspective of maybe our standard or the expectations from a Nigerian banker, or I don't even know what to call it. There is a way we look at Nigerian bankers. We see them as people that have plenty money. We see Nigerian bankers as people that have plenty money. And thinking back now to as someone that worked in banking, I'll say that Nigerian bankers, it's not like we have plenty money. It's just like we work in a sector where we are not owed salary. We get our pay when we are supposed to. And to an extent, maybe like to an extent, we have some, maybe a little bit more than maybe an average person. But we are not this banking in Nigeria is not the sector that earn the most, right? It's not the sector that earn the most in Nigeria. And one other thing we don't look at when we look at Nigerian bankers and money is the fact that there's TYS. I don't know if that's the term that all banks use. There's Kere. I think banks call it different names, and it is, you know, what your customers give you maybe at the end of the week, some customers just, you know, because you are like their account officer, you process their transaction, that you get some money just because you're somebody's account officer. We don't consider all those things. We just feel like the money Nigerian bankers live on is not all the time like the money they earn, like it's not their salaries. Some bankers even live beyond their salaries, you know, they live above their salaries. And some of these people, when you look at them properly, is either they come from a wealthy home or they are living on loans. So it's not like Nigerian bankers have, you know, the most money in Nigeria. I'm sure there are some sectors in Nigeria that pay more than bankers earn. But there's a way we look at Nigerian bankers. Maybe because they work in the bank, we expect that they should have money. They have plenty money. We look at bankers like they have plenty money, but guys, we used to be as broke as some people sometimes. It's just that I don't know. Maybe for the reasons I mentioned, we are not owed salaries. We work in a sector where, you know, some of these carers, you know, come in, you know, sometimes when you need them the most and all that. So those things that kind of add up to our salaries to make it look like we actually earn a lot We don't have that as much in Canada, and that could be the reason why some people think that bankers here are not earning as much. With my experience, because I also got to if I had wanted to move into the a financial service representative role, as at the time I left banking, I could have, but I just wanted to try my hands at other things apart from banking because of the PTSD I had. Right, I just wanted to see if I could work in other sector apart from banking, and that was why I left. It was not because of the it was not because the pay was the worst or the pay was very, very poor. The pay is not as poor as it was painted to look like. Even though it is not, banking is not where you earn the most money. It is not also where you earn the worst pay. And it could be like maybe banking is not as, it's not the way we our banking here is totally different from banking in Nigeria, in the sense that, you know, all those TYS, all those your customer just dash you money that we used to get dashed in Nigeria. There's nothing like, nobody dashes you. Nobody dashes you money here because you are the account officer. Oh. Nobody, oh, nobody, like nobody. Nobody gives you money just because you did my I'm impressed by the way you, all you get is the compliments. Oh, thank you, you were so nice, that was fast. That's all you get. So all those things will not add up because it doesn't exist, right? It will not add up to anything because it doesn't exist. So that's out of, and well, I'm working in another sector and it's the same here. Nobody just money flow here is not like the way money flows in Nigeria. Like somebody will just dash you 20k, 50k. Some people even say they want to sponsor your wedding. My dear, be the best account officer, the best FSR, the best whatever. He will give you gift card, you know, and send you cake, but it's just money flow here. People are, you know, people expect, like, is it respect for money? But you don't just get that kind of, and it's everywhere. It's in every sector. You don't just get, people don't just dash you money anyhow just because you were nice, because you were doing your job. It's your job, my dear. And you have done it and you were paid to do it. So that is out of it. And when you consider the fact that for every sector too, even though you start from, maybe you don't start from, maybe you were like a DM back home. DM bankers know what I'm talking about. Maybe your level, you were like at the top level before you left your country. Of course, you won't expect to, maybe not immediately get that same position, but there's always a chance to grow from wherever you start from to wherever you want to get to. I know some people that will never leave banking, and it is not because they are earning small but they love banking. It's because they are working and getting their growth, getting their promotions. Some people were bankers in Nigeria and they are still bankers here, and they are enjoying their work and they are getting their pay. Like they are getting paid for their job. They are getting paid for the work. And one thing I also discovered here is you get paid for the time you work. Because office open, Canada banks open at 9 a.m. Other offices open at 8 a.m. Like, so bank work is 9 to 5. Other offices open 8 to 5. So you don't expect that because you work in a bank, you are working 9 to 5, and somebody that is working 8 to 5 should earn less than you are earning because you are in the bank. You understand? So your work is based on what you are your pay is based on what you are doing. So all those things come to play to determine how much you earn. But the fact still remains that when you allow yourself some time, you grow. There's always opportunity to grow from whatever level you start from, to grow to whatever amount you think you want to earn. There's always opportunity to grow. Like you grow like from, it is not, if you are not someone that is complacent, you don't stay, you might decide not to stay where you are. Like you have opportunity to grow. There's opportunity to grow. That is just a fact. So even if you are earning not what you want to, like you are earning, and just before I left the bank, it was already like something that was going to take effect, that the pay was going to be increased because of inflation. So all those things also determine how much you earn and all that. So it is not just bankers. So this is just to say bankers do not earn the worst, and they do not earn, like, it's not like, and with other professions too, where your level determines how much you earn, right? And there's always opportunity to grow to whatever, wherever you want to go. And you should also consider, if you are coming to Canada and your mindset is to change careers, also be ready to start from, maybe not scratch, but be ready to start from some beginning. So something I see my fellow Nigerians doing is, so I come here, I say I don't want to continue in my profession, I want to change profession. And I just remember something funny now. Just before we came, there was a profession that was like everywhere, like people were jumping into this profession. And that profession, there's another one now, I'll tell you guys. Now that profession was business analyst. Like, just before we came, I was just seeing training. You don't need to train, you don't need to go for any other training apart from the one they give you. You don't need to get any more certification apart from this one, and you'll be earning 6 figures. So if all you have in mind is, I'm going to earn all the money, I'm going to Canada to make all the money that is as possible to make as possible, this kind of trainings might suck you in. But I'll tell you the con of, getting into this thing and not counting the cost. So the job right now that is like everywhere is the project manager. At some point I knew it was nursing. At some point it is nursing. Different jobs come. Different people come up to say different things at different times, because this profession is what is earning the most right now. This profession is this is what you will do and you get all the money. And if you are driven just by money, you might discover that you are jumping from one place to the other at every opportunity. One thing I've discovered so far here is you are allowed to change career. It's not a crime to change career. It is easy to even change career. But something you have to do is you have to be ready to learn, because experience here is very, very key. Experience is very, very important. I think I've said it before in some of my videos. Beyond your education, your experience is what determines what kind of job you get. And this is where my fellow Nigerians are, doing the most of things. Let me tell you what some Nigerians are doing. Maybe not just Nigerians, but I've seen some Nigerians do this, and I hope it doesn't boomerang on people that are not here yet, or people that might want to change careers, in future, because it's already giving like a wrong impression about us right now because of something some people are doing. I'll tell you what it is. And yeah, I was saying that if your only motivation is to earn all the money, you might find out that you are jumping from one profession to the other, because they say is this one today, you are jumping there. They say is that one tomorrow, you are jumping there. You need to get to the point where you determine that, okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to build myself. I'm going to build my career in this. And even though I might start off, not earning as much as I want, I know there's every opportunity to grow. There's every opportunity to grow, and I'm going to grow. So one thing I discovered that Nigerians are doing right now, like I said earlier, I don't know if it's just Nigerians that are doing it. The people that I see that are doing it, that I know that are doing it, are Nigerians. And it is the fact that, okay, it is not a crime to say I want to work in the field where there is money. It is not a crime, because like I said earlier, even though I said it jokingly, it is the fact. We are not yet to count bridge. I've now come into this code to come and earn minimum wage, or to come and earn the lowest pay, So if there is an opportunity for me to get into the career that will help me to earn better, of course I am ready to do it. It is not a crime. It is not wrong. But one thing you should be ready to do is get some experience. Get some experience. And somebody was talking the other day about how he saw, of course, a Nigerian was the one talking to me, and he saw a fellow Nigerian's profile on LinkedIn. And it was like, when he saw that profile, he was just shaking his head, because he said to himself that this person was going to enter into trouble very soon. And believe me, some Nigerians are getting into trouble because of this thing. And it is the fact that we want to start a new profession, we want to start a new career. But one thing they have been doing is not me. One thing they've been doing is, okay, so for example, me that I've been a banker like most of my work life, I come and say I want to become a project manager. I'm just making an example. I don't right now. I don't think I want to become a project manager. I come and I say I want to become a project manager, and then I go change all my work experience on LinkedIn, everywhere, soft copy of my CV, of my resume, everywhere. I go change my work experience to say I've been in project management all my life. And what this does is, if you say you've been in project management all your life, even when you go to say you want to maybe start from a project manager associate, I don't know if there's any role like that, someone that can learn from others first before you get into the role itself. No, they are saying, no, you've had this experience. You are going for interviews. They're asking you, okay, so you've worked in this place. Tell us some of your examples. And because you've written it in your resume, you have to back up examples that does not exist. So they give you positions that you don't know what to do in those positions. And I see a lot of Nigerians doing this. You don't know what to do in those positions because, of course, you don't have the experience to work in the position. And here in Canada, we are big. Yes, it is we. We are big. Employers in Canada are big on work experience. Beyond what you studied, beyond your certificate, they are big on experience. What have you done? What do you know how to do? What experience do you have? And because you said you have all the experience, they give you this job, you get into the job, you don't know what to do, and because you said you can do it, there's no other person. People are looking up to you. Like you say, you want senior project manager role, and because you said you worked project manager role for 15 years of your life, 10 years of your life, you've been a project manager. They give you senior project manager role. People are looking to you. You are looking to who to ask question. There's nobody. And that is something you should take note of. If you say you want to get into a career totally different from what you've been doing from your country, it is not a crime. But be ready to get some experience. Don't go and upset your resume because it is upsetting. Don't go and upset your resume in the name of you want to get the best job, you want to hit the ground running. Like, some people want to hit the ground running and earn like the most. You want to earn the most. You just got this training, like it's your first time hearing of this career. Is your first time, you just got a 3 months, maybe a 3 months training, a 6 month training, well, sometimes 6 months, and you want to earn the most, you want to hit the ground running, you want to be the senior, you want to you want to take on a role, and it is the senior of that career that you are looking for. You are going to be shooting yourself in the leg, because I can tell you for free that some people that have done that have found themselves out of jobs. Because projects, I've spoken with some project managers, and I know that project manage, when you are going through the training, and of course, people that are training you, that want to collect your money, they want you to pay. Of course, they make it look, before I left Nigeria, if you listen to the training, there was a free training actually that would now make you decide whether you want to do a paid training or not. If you listen to that paid training and you are driven by 6 figures, you want to earn the 6 figures, not minding what you are going to be doing, you will have paid for the training because their mouth was sweet. They say you don't need they say whatever profession you are doing this, 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 then that means you have the what's it called? You have the experience needed to be a business analyst. And of course, I think the training was 3,000 Canadian dollars or something. And of course, you want to earn 6 figure. You're thinking of the 6 figure and you're like, what is 3,000 Canadian dollars compared to the 6 figure Canadian dollars I'll be earning, per annum, of course. And like, it's worth it. And you will pay. And you now want to get the job. And you get the job because you went to look for the one that is the senior, because the money you paid, you have to quickly get it back. And you cannot perform. People are losing jobs because they have said they can do what they don't have experience about. So what is the long and short of this story? The long and short of this story is that from experience, I see that if you don't mind continuing in the profession you've been working on from your country, it is easier to grow. You can grow faster in that profession because your experience from your country is considered in determining what you can do in getting you a job. So if you see people that say they get good jobs really fast, it's because, okay, they are going forward with whatever it is they be doing in their country, and they are just, you know, maybe getting one certification here or there, something that will help, you know, them, you know, maybe they're getting one certification here or there that would help in their search for a job here in Canada. And if you're going to be changing careers, be ready to, you know, get some experience, do some beginners role before you decide to hit the ground running and earn all the pay. I hope this answered your question. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a massive thumbs up. Please share your thoughts about this video in the comment section. I would love to read from you. I would love to have a conversation with you in the comment section. Thank you. Until we see in the next video, have a beautiful life. Thanks, guys. Bye.